Shalom. First and foremost, want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shah, by Hashem Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS that rule well. Peace, love, and salutation to all the brothers out there pushing this word of sincerity and the truth. Shalom to the brothers, sisters, and children out there keeping this word of sincerity and the truth. Okay, I wanted to go into a quick lesson going into Joshua chapter 1. It was I think verse 6 was the daily reading that I had for, my daily Bible verse, but I like to always go through the whole chapter. And so you're reading it, this is where the Lord told Joshua that he was going to be the leader of the nation. And he was encouraging and reassuring Joshua that just like I was with Moses, I'm going to be with you. But be strong, be courageous, be confident, be faithful. And I'm going to be with you. I got you. So this same example of exhortation that the Lord was giving Joshua is going to be applied for us to this day, because we're about to go through the most violent, the most chaotic time known in existence, behind Jacob's trouble and the destruction that comes behind it, the end of this man's system, the end of this man's kingdom. So it's going to be a lot of judgment, a lot of violence, a lot of death, a lot of famine, a lot of pestilences, a lot of chaos going on. But throughout it all, throughout everything that's going to go on, the Lord is going to be with his elect. And he reassured Joshua, and he's constantly reassuring us every day through the videos, through us meditating, through dreams, so on and so forth. So I'm going to read Joshua chapter 1. I'm going to start at verse 1 in the AMP. It says, "Now it happened after the death of Moses, the servant of the Lord, that the Lord spoke to Joshua, the son of Nun, Moses' servant or minister, attended, saying, Moses, my servant, is dead. Now therefore arise to take his place. Cross over this Jordan, you and all this people, into the land which I am giving to them, to the sons of Israel," which is going into the 12 tribes. "I have given you every place on which the sole of your foot treads, just as I promised to Moses, from the wilderness of Arabia in the south, and this Lebanon in the north, even as far as the great river, the Euphrates, in the east, all the land of the Hittites and Canaan, and as far as the great Mediterranean Sea toward the west shall be your territory. No man will be able to stand before you to oppose you as long as you live. Just as I was present with Moses, so will I be with you. I will not fail you or abandon you. Be strong and confident and courageous, for you will give this people an inheritance, the land which I swore to their fathers, ancestors, to give them. Only be strong and very courageous. Be careful to do everything in accordance with the entire law which Moses, my servant, commanded you. Do not turn from it to the right or to the left, so that you may prosper and be successful wherever you go. This book of the law shall not depart from your mouth, but you shall read and meditate on it day and night, so that you may be careful to do everything in accordance with all that is written in it. For then you will make your way prosperous, and then you will be successful." Verse 9, have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be terrified or dismayed, intimidated, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. And this is the same exhortation and encouragement that Yahweh by Hashem Shah wants with us in today's time, because we're about to go through our trials, or the trial that's about to go on the whole world. And we're going to need Yahweh by Hashem Shah more than ever. So we have to be strong and very courageous and confident and faithful, leaning on Yahweh by Hashem Shah in a world where everybody's about to panic and trust in either the government or try to figure out on their own, and everything else outside of the Lord is going to fail. So I looked up on Google and ChatGPT, why did the Most High say be strong and courageous as a question in Joshua 1 and 9? Because, in the last time he said it as a question, have I not commanded you? And this is what it says. It says that's a really thoughtful question, and it gets to something deep about how Joshua 1 and 9 is written. Here's the verse in the NIV. Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. Now, it says, notice how it begins with a rhetorical question. Have I not commanded you? The Most High isn't asking Joshua because he's uncertain or needs information. It's a rhetorical question meant to remind, emphasize, and reassure. The same thing that the Lord is doing for us. When we constantly meditate on these scriptures, constantly, we see the signs, see 144, you might see a scripture on a license plate or see a scripture somewhere written, and you read it, and it just constantly reminds you, emphasizes what's important and what to focus on, and to reassure you to be confident and faithful to the Lord and have faith. It says it's a rhetorical device, not a question of doubt. In Hebrew, questions like this often function to underline a truth already known. The Most High is essentially saying, you already know this. I've commanded you before, so remember it and act on it. And it works with us too. The Lord constantly reminding us, the more we listen to these scriptures, the more we hear it, the more it confirms it and reassures us. It's like saying, didn't I already tell you this? The question strengthens the command by recalling the Most High's previous promise and Joshua's calling. It reinforces Joshua's authority and mission. Joshua was stepping into Moses' role, an enormous, intimidating task, right? Because that was a lot of pressure. He was the next leader of the nation of Israel. That's a very, very important responsibility to have, not to be taken lightly. The rhetorical question is the Most High's way of saying, Joshua, you're not stepping into this unprepared or unsupported. I have already commissioned you. So it's a reminder of the divine authorization behind his courage. It's basically the Lord saying, I prepared you, I built you up for this, and I'm going to have your back on it. So be encouraged. It turns command into encouragement. Rather than just ordering, be strong and courageous, the Most High begins with a reminder of relationship and promise. Have I not commanded you? Therefore, you can be strong and courageous. It shifts the tone from sheer command to comfort with authority. The courage isn't self-generated, it's grounded in the Most High's presence and word. It's both challenge and reassurance. The Most High challenges Joshua's fear. You know I'm with you. Why be afraid? While reassuring him that the divine support hasn't changed. So like I said, being the next leader, the Lord telling you that now it's your time to step up into those shoes and fulfill your role, your purpose, that does come with an enormous amount of weight. But the Lord is reassuring Joshua that I got you, just like I had Moses. If you read chapter 4 of Exodus, that's when you find out, the Lord was telling Moses, like, look, this is what I want you to do. I want you to go tell the people that I'm about to deliver them. And Moses was like, Lord, well, they don't believe me. He told him to throw his staff down. His staff became a serpent, a snake, and then he picked it back up, and then he put his hand into his bosom, his chest, and it turned white, and he put it back. The Lord told him, like, do these miracles. And if those don't work, then I want you to do something else. And they going to believe you. But Moses was like, Lord, send somebody else. I don't think I'm the right man for it. But the Lord was building Moses up like, look, this is your calling. This is a part of why you were put in a position that you were in. So he was reassuring him that the divine support didn't change, just like he did with Moses. So in summary, the Most High used the question in Joshua 1:9 as a rhetorical and pastoral way to remind Joshua of his previous command and ongoing presence, not to express uncertainty, but to strengthen faith through reminder. Right. He said, would you like me to show how this fits into the larger flow? Nah. So that was the point, And Lord will, this, is kind of encouraged, not even kind of. Lord will is encouraging and exhorting to, all of us. The Lord is with us, just like he was with Joshua, like he was with Moses, like he was with all his men, all his people that he put in position, and ultimately all those that trusted him, And I ended on that. This is Sirach chapter 2 and 10. And I want to see what it said in the GNT as well. Let's see what it say. I'm reading in GNT. This is Sirach chapter 2, verse 10. Think back to the ancient generations and consider this. Has the Lord ever disappointed anyone who put his hope in him? Has the Lord ever abandoned anyone who held him in constant reverence? Has the Lord ever ignored anyone who prayed to him? Right. So the Lord never done that to anybody that truly trusted in him. Why would he do it to us if we truly believe? You know, the Lord is going to be with you. Like he told Joshua, be strong and confident and courageous. Look, I got you, you know, and the same God that was serving, and not serving, the same God that was with our ancestors and our forefathers is with us to this day. So on that note, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rakak Radash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS that rule well. Peace, love, and salutations to all the brothers out there pushing this word of sincerity and the truth. Shalom to the brothers, sisters, and children out there keeping this word of sincerity and the truth. And until next time, shalom.